Hey, this is WhyBeAre with CrazyCars3D, which is a game that came out on Steam Early Access pretty recently. And the game starts off by giving you one car and one track. If you work hard enough, you can buy 3 more cars, which I have already done. And you could buy 1 more track as well. So we're going to take the 4th car in the list, which is this SUV, on the 2nd track in the list, which is the one I had to unlock. Both of the levels are similar in that they are a crazy nonsensical road that floats in the air, and they have these little gas cans on them that you collect, which is the currency in this game. And the currency is used to buy vehicles, upgrade the vehicle, and buy new levels. There are actually multiple colors of gas cans. The green ones are worth 53-ish, and I say 53-ish because the value is different. Like that one right there, that one was worth 51, I think. This one was worth 50 even. This one was worth 53. Like, it changes all the time, and I'm not exactly sure why. I think it might be some sort of rounding issue or something. I honestly don't know. Or maybe they actually have different values. It's kind of weird. But the green ones are kind of worth a different amount every time. There are also red ones, though. But those ones work properly. Those ones are worth 100 no matter what. So if I go and pick up a red one, it increases by exactly 100 every time. Anyways, the vehicle I'm driving right here is the SUV, and it has kind of the characteristics of an SUV. It's slower than the other ones, but it's more durable and heavier. And these are important traits because you have a vehicle that's real big and heavy, and you have a health bar. So if we crash into things with this one, the health bar doesn't change much. Like, it went down just a small, tiny bit. So with the SUV, you can really plow through things. But if I was using one of the regular cars on something like this, it would be losing health extremely fast and probably be down to like less than half of its health at this moment. One side effect of having SUV, though, is it sucks at jumping. Yes, jumping. The vehicles can jump because there will be sections like this where you can't drive up it. So the jumping mechanic works by the longer you hold it down, the higher you will jump. And if you just tap it, you can do kind of funny-looking things like this. So it looks like the car's dancing or something. But anyways, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to gain speed and try to jump on this section. But with the SUV, it really sucks at jumping, so it's kind of difficult because you have to time it perfectly to make it. And oh my goodness, that was really close. Anyways, right there we hit a checkpoint, so that's kind of nice. So if anything happens to us, like we fall off the edge, we'll go back to that checkpoint. I have no plans of falling off on the edge, but it might happen. Anyways, we're just going to keep on driving along this road. I'm not too concerned about picking up the coin stuff because I have a lot of coin or currency. The C, what it represents, was never explained. You could call it coin, currency, or cents, whatever. As long as it starts with C, it can be totally legit. Also, you do have some control of the vehicle in the air, and you could upgrade it so you have better control. As it stands right now, that we have very, very minimal control. We can kind of just barely influence it. Like right here is a perfect way to demonstrate that. So we can kind of roll it backwards. We can roll it side to side, but it's real slow, and it doesn't do that much because we have the vehicle that's the SUV, which has the least amount of control, and we haven't upgraded it. The other cars do have a little bit better control in the air, though, from default. And you could upgrade them even further to have really nice, precise control. So anyways, right there, though, we did respawn, and we're going to continue driving. We could just plow through things because we have our health respawned. But this is really not the vehicle I should have been using here because there are points where we need to jump, and I really wish I had a vehicle that could jump a little bit better. So right there, actually, one thing that is a little frustrating is if you're holding the gas pedal down and you do a jump and you keep holding it down, you'll kind of end up in an awkward position because the car will kind of go into a wheelie stance. And you have to like let go of the gas pedal as you're jumping to make sure you don't do that because it's the same control to lean as it is to accelerate. Other sections, though, it'll be to your advantage because you'll be in an angle where you need to lean in that direction. So you just kind of have to be aware of that. There's been a few things where I've kind of screwed myself over by not knowing that. And oh my goodness, I don't think this vehicle is going to be able to make this, is it? Yeah, that's not going to happen. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and stop at this level and take a look at the other level. And we could also get a different vehicle. So we'll try out the regular kind of car-looking vehicle, and then we'll go to the first level. So this level has a totally different aesthetic to it, and it does have some things that you didn't see on the snow level. Like this one, the walls are destructible versus those pillars. And then you also have these things right here that'll pop you into the air. If you had the car that you start with initially, it'll actually pop you high enough to go to that area you saw above you, but because we have this car, which is a little bit heavier, it doesn't pop you high enough, which means I probably should have used the other car, but that's the car you start off with on the level you start off with, so it's kind of boring doing that. I figured I wanted to use a car that's a little bit better. But you see, if I'm plowing through things with this car, the health goes down pretty fast, although we did just plow through 3 things at once. But you'll also see that this one does jump a little bit better, and you have a little bit more control over it. So we have a pretty big gap right here, and we could jump that without issue. Also, since this vehicle actually gets damaged pretty fast, you can see that it actually has visual damage to it. It all looks bent up and stuff. And right there, yeah, you gotta stop, because the level will kill you. It'll like slam you off the level. And the only way you learn that is by doing the level. There are a few places where it's like you learn what happens so you don't get killed the first run, or when you're doing the run, and you will get killed on your first run, which is kind of annoying to me. Like, I really don't like that, because it's like, oh great, I died in a way that was totally unexpected. Now I gotta restart. That's so fun, you know. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. I don't care for that mechanic much at all. But it does do that, so be aware of that. You kind of want to take things slow, but then there'll be all the parts where the level falls apart under your feet or your wheels, and taking it slow is not the best option. So right there we have another checkpoint, and it's kind of funny. The first time I played the game, well, actually right before I recorded this video, it didn't have checkpoints. The checkpoints are a recent addition. So before, you had to do the whole level in one go. Now with checkpoints, the game's kind of easy. Like, initially this was like a hard game, and now it's like with the checkpoints, it's like this isn't as hard because you don't have to do it all in one go. But before, you would have to do it all in one go if you wanted to complete the level. And I think if you completed the level, you would actually unlock the next track. But I never completed the level. I ended up just buying it with the currency, because I was doing so many failed attempts. I basically grinded the currency so hard I had enough to do it. And you will be grinding this currency probably if you really want to do things, because it doesn't really get you very far. Like the 3,000 I got right now, that's enough for like 1 upgrade for the vehicle. And there are a lot of stages of upgrades, and some of them get more expensive as you upgrade it more and more. So yeah, this is a pretty grindy game in terms of gameplay. You'll be doing the same thing multiple times, and that's a big jump. That is a big jump. I don't know if this car can actually make that, or if it can, you got to be real precise with it. That's one thing I don't care for, is the fact that it feels like there are some sections where you cannot complete it with the vehicle you have if it's a stock one, and you have to have it upgraded. And I didn't want to have any upgrades on this part right here, because I wanted to show off the upgrades like compared to a stock one. So like right here, here's a perfect example. This stock vehicle sucks and just barely can't make that. Like if you do 100% perfect, it might be able to. That's what it feels like. But just driving normally, it doesn't seem like it's gonna work, does it? So we could upgrade that kind of stuff after this next attempt, but I want to give it one more shot. No. Oh, although I felt like I jumped late there. I thought I would have to jump the last second, but maybe I have to jump a little bit earlier than I feel. Either way, though, I am destroying this vehicle up trying this. It is gonna kill the vehicle sooner or later. Come on. Nah, that's not happening. Let's just say, yeah, this is not gonna work. And go and exit out of there. And then we'll go and upgrade the vehicle. So, like, if we wanted to upgrade the jumping abilities, we can do that. And you see, each time we upgrade it, it gets more expensive. So if we upgrade it all the way to show you what maximum upgrade looks like, compared to no upgrades at all. So you see that wall right there? Yeah, we could probably hop that. We could get real close to it. Let's see. Come on. There we go. So huge difference in the amount of hopping abilities we have. And we can really just go flying with this thing now. Like, we just jumped a huge section of the course. But you don't really want to jump everywhere, because it's kind of hard to land perfectly flat so you don't damage your vehicle. Also, you can land on debris like that. But it's pretty, like, difficult to land the vehicle where you don't damage it on the landing. Side-to-side movement seems a little bit more forgiving than front-to-back. But front-to-back like that, you know, it looked pretty close to level. But it wasn't close enough to save you from getting damaged. Anyways, here's an example of if you drove this whole thing at full speed. This is what would happen. Oh, this car's too slow. That's okay. So when I did that before, I must have had a faster car that actually got hit. If you had a faster car, you could have hit it. I didn't, though, because my car is too slow. And it's almost falling off the edge, but not quite. So I think that gives you a good idea of the jumping upgrade, though. It's huge jumps, man. So now we can kind of do some of the other upgrades as well. So next upgrade, not settings. Next upgrade is the speed. Now, speed has no relationship to acceleration, it feels like. Acceleration feels pretty much the same. It's mostly top speed related. And this game, I never really felt like I needed more top speed. Like, the controls are sloppy. And going fast feels like you're going to spin out real fast. And I never really felt like I needed more speed, but if you're the kind of crazy maniac who's like, yeah, speed, go for it. To me, it's ruined the car. Plus, it's getting damaged even faster now because when I hit things, I'm hitting it at a faster speed, which causes it to get damaged even faster. You know, this is not the way I would play this game, that is for sure. And, well, right there's a game over because we have totaled it. So, go back to the menu. Next upgrade is the health, which is basically durability, kind of. It feels more like health. Like, it feels like the car is more durable, not that it has more health. Because the health bar is the same length. But when you hit things, it does less damage. But high speed with this car does about the same amount of damage the SUV does at low speed without any upgrades at all. So there's that. By the way, if you fall off the edge without hitting a checkpoint, it will game over you. Just show that off real quick, unless it changed since the checkpoints were added. There you go. That's a game over. It makes a weird noise, like it's like an engine failing or something. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, you also have the fly upgrade, which makes it easier to control the vehicle in the air, which is kind of something that's hard to demonstrate because I didn't really show off how the vehicle's controlled in the air at all. But you can see how fast I can do a backflip now. We can do a real fast backflip. Actually, front flip might be a little bit easier. I don't know. But, oh, the wall. The wall. But you see it is able to kind of go pretty fast in terms of maneuvering here. Pop it off the edge. Do a real quick roll. Do a flip. You see, it moves pretty fast in terms of how it reacts to the movements. Still not super fast or anything, but it's faster. And then the last upgrade you got is clutch. What does clutch do? I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly don't know what clutch does. That's one of the upgrades where I couldn't figure it out by driving it back to back. I'm like, what does this do? I'm sorry to say I don't know. Like it's weird though. It shows the picture of like a tire, it looks like, right? Gripping the road. But what does that have to do with the clutch? I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah, that's what a fully upgraded vehicle looks like. And we can upgrade this thing all the way, and it should be the fastest vehicle. Also, this one's light enough where it could actually make that jump at the start if you're not going too fast. But when you upgrade the speed, then it won't make the jump. Kind of a catch-22 with these upgrades. Like, it seems like they do have downsides for, like, especially the speed. Maybe not the health. And jump kind of does, because then you lose, like, the ability to do small jumps easily. It's a little bit harder. So, yeah, you have things like that where it's kind of like, do I really want to upgrade it? Maybe I'll keep the other one. Also, you can get the car into a roll and total it in one try. Like, you can go from full health to no health like that. It doesn't happen frequently. It's only happened to me like twice, but it was kind of funny. I'm like driving along. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. Make one mistake and the car gets totaled. It's like, what? And that was before I had the speed upgrades to take off half my health in one crash. I was trying to roll it right there, but it didn't go according to plan. But that's 3 out of the 4 vehicles. The only one left is the pickup truck, so we can go ahead and take a look at that. And one thing that's kind of funny is this level is called New World. This one is called Ices of Mountains. So I imagine the developer was sitting there. He made both of these levels, right? And then he's just thinking, what am I going to call these? For this one, he finally hits him. I'm going to call it Ices of Mountains. The other one, though, he's still sitting there thinking, what am I going to call this level? Game was approved for early access and all that. He's like, yeah, let's put it on early access. But he's still sitting there thinking, what am I going to call that first level? You know, eventually it'll get a name. It just doesn't have one yet. Because of early access. I thought that was funny. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this truck a bit and the way it performs. It performs pretty similarly to the SUV, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably take the truck over the SUV. Because the durability on both the truck and the SUV are so high that it's usually not a concern whether or not I have enough health to make it. Like, I can plow through these things and we just lose a sliver, and unless I start like flipping over and rolling about, we're going to have enough health. But it's a little bit faster than the SUV. It jumps a little bit higher and controls a little bit better in the air, and that to me makes it better than the SUV. Although if I really had the choice of vehicle, I'd probably just stick to the first one with upgrades. To be honest, it seems like it's the most efficient in terms of cost and stuff. Anyways, you could do crazy things like that if you wanted to, although it seems like the truck kind of got stuck for a second. That's weird. There we go. Uh-oh, we gotta jump it. All right, come on, truck. Wait, no, don't jump it yet. We gotta jump it now. Perfect. Can we clear that? Yes. Oh, goodness, jump it. Oh, goodness, I should not have gone this way. This is a bad path. All kinds of nonsense on it. We made it to the checkpoint, though. I still think the checkpoints make it too easy because I got used to not having them. It's like checkpoints, man. They're too easy. You just get unlimited tries, it feels like. I don't know if it's actually true because I have no experience with the checkpoints. Like I said, they were added between when I got used to the game and between when I recorded this video. I really just don't exactly understand them, unfortunately. And I apologize for that. Anyways, though, we'll just keep driving this truck for a little bit more. See how far we can get before something stops us up, which this might do. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. Land upright. See, right there, we kind of rolled a bit, but we still have half our health. The truck is very, very durable. We could just keep going. Another jump. Oh, come on. Get that jump. Yeah. So right here, we got to look. Okay, where is the road stick out? Oh, goodness. This thing's not accelerating at all. Something's going wrong with the truck. I have no idea what's going on, but apparently the truck is broken. It can't climb the hill. It just doesn't have enough power. We could try to do it in reverse. Oh, it kind of worked. I don't think it's gonna, but it kind of did. Anyways, I think that gives you a pretty good idea of how this game works and stuff. Not too much to it at the moment, but it is early access, and it's a pretty cheap game, so we'll see what comes of it. Maybe there'll be more videos in the future if there's any real big major changes. Otherwise, till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.